George needed a way to tell which foot was which.
How's this? Dear Allie, I'd love to come to your party, but I have chicken pox. Measles?
Okay, now, blue is left and red is right. But which one's first?
George wondered what was the best way to put these in order.
Numbers? Good idea.
Hey! We've been looking all over for you.
We saw your bike outside. Are we going fishing?
Well, as soon as I learned the box step.
The box step, you say?
Question, which steps are fast and which are slow?
I get it. The quick steps are smaller because they take less time. You're pretty smart for a city kid. It's hopeless. We know left from right, fast from slow, where to go, and when to go there, and we still can't dance. What is this map missing?
We step in time. The music keeps us together.
The problem wasn't the map. It was music. They needed some to keep them together.
We're doing it! We're dancing!
At last, the big night was here, and George and Bill were ready.
Boy, I'm glad I didn't have to move to Outer Gitchigumi. Wait a minute. We can't go in there. I can't put this goofy map on the floor. Do-de-do, I'm such a bad dancer, I need a map.
That would look a little silly.
Does this make me look like I have mumps?
Hiya, George. Hey, Bill. Thanks for coming to my party. Did you go to the dentist?
What are we going to do?
What's wrong?
My shoe is untied.
But it's Velcro.
I need to tighten it.
Oh, okay.
How can we remember the dance without the map?
And then George saw it.
Hey!
The box step was shaped like a box.
I see. All we have to do is make a box with our feet. May I have this dance?
Why, certainly.
Sure. Hey, that's some fancy dance.
Bill, you danced beautifully.
And George, too. I wish I knew that dance.
You mean you don't know it?
The only dance I know is this. Whoops. But your dance looks fun. And I've got the perfect song. It makes me think of you, George. Aww.
Where's my banana? All right.
Left is blue and right is red.
The George School of Dance was definitely getting off on the right foot.
Mom, could I check out a chicken?
What did the library have that the chicken coop didn't. Books. George was onto something. The cookbooks kept some sound out.
I'm sorry, Giorgio, but I need them. They have all my secret family recipes. They're so secret, even I forget them if I don't have the books.
And then George realized books were just a bunch of paper. And he knew where to find lots and lots of that. The recycling room was full of it. But he ran out of paper, and he still needed to cover the roof and the floor. Maybe the recycling room had stuff for that too. Hundley couldn't figure out what that monkey was up to. Cans didn't make things quiet. Neither did bottles. But packing peanuts did. The cardboard might come in handy too.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. Everything was piling up. Newspapers, boxes, packing peanuts. Huh?
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
Packing peanuts made chickens wobbly. So George put them where the chickens didn't walk. Bubble wrap was a terrible floor covering. But cardboard worked great. Now, if he could just keep sound from coming in the window. But that made the coop look spooky. Maybe that bubble wrap was good for something after all. George could hardly wait until night to try the coop out. But he didn't have to. Once he finished soundproofing, the coop was so quiet, he fell asleep. And it wasn't even nap time. It was the quietest coop ever.
Still no eggs, huh? Eggs! You fixing my chickens, Georgie. Now we can make my famous pesto and peppers omelet.
And to George, breakfast never sounded so good.
You're right, George. There's our snap. All right!
Luckily, there was plenty of snappy stuff back in George's apartment.
Ready for pinning, George. And look what we made. I call this Dinner is Served, Opus 12. When the wind hits it...
Ooh,
George and Mr. Zubel arranged the pipes. Then tried to make the loudest bong they possibly could.
Perfecto! But we don't want just one bong, right? We want lots of bongs. Oh, hang up the pots? Yeah!
Well, this certainly looks loud and unique. Bravo!
I think we'll be ready. Except there's no wind.
Oh, not to worry. When glass wants wind, glass gets wind. Watch this. Glass here. Just checking on that wind you promised.
Right, Mr. Glass. It hasn't arrived yet. But based on my sophisticated computer modeling, I can state categorically that wind will be arriving soon. No later than Wednesday.
Wednesday? Oh, that's no good. I need wind now. Oh, boy. This is a disaster. Look! All those people are expecting a world-class symphonic event in 23 minutes. Good luck, maestros.
Yeah, you said it, George. Yeesh.
If the wind symphony was going to work, George had better go find some wind. George grabbed anything that looked like it could make wind. Fans, the vacuum cleaner, the bellows from the fireplace, a piece of paper. Oh, and this looked good too.
This is so exciting. I am one of the patrons. Did you know?
No, I didn't. Congratulations.
Attention! Attention, please! Without further ado, let the symphony begin!
Hit it, George!
It was working. Sort of.
This is the world's quietest wind symphony.
George bellowed until he could bellow no more.
You're in luck, Mr. Glass. I was able to call in the 57th Street Whirlybird Squadron. Wind is on the way.
My arms are about to break. Oh, well. Beautiful.
I'm just so proud. Excuse.
Ah, what did I tell you, maestros? When glass wants wind, glass gets wind.
Aunt Margaret, let me take Betsy shopping. I love shopping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. Plus, I know what all the cool kids wear. See ya.
Well, okay.
Steve, the shoe store's right there.
I know a shortcut.
George had to hurry. He needed 4 photos with 4 shapes by 4. The first snapshot was a snap. All George had to do was wait for the shape to show up. A triangle. 3 sides, 3 corners.
George?
Let's buy you a dress.
But what about George?
George doesn't wear dresses.
The next shape was easy to get around to as well. It was a picture of a circle. Now George only had to find 2 hidden shapes. But first, he had to hide himself.
That's some hat, Betsy, but you're not wearing it right.
Steve, I can't see anything.
Oh, of course you can't. You've got a hat over your eyes, silly girl.
Those look like the cans in Betsy's photo. He had the cans, but where was the square? And then suddenly, everything lined up. It was a square. 4 corners, 4 sides, all of them the same. Now, the only picture George needed was a picture of himself. And a curve. How was George going to take a picture of George? George hooked up the camera just like Betsy had done, then clicked his photos and pressed print.
Wait! You need a new hairdo! Be-doo, be-doo!
What?
I'm sorry, Betsy. We didn't mean to mess up your photos. It just happened.
So that's what you've been up to. You didn't really mess them up.
They were there all the time?
A good photographer always saves her work. If anything happens to her pictures, she can print new ones. These are really good, George.
Hey, look! Ooh. Your shadow. There you are again. You're in every picture.
Hey, you should enter the contest too.
Definitely, but they need a title.
I have the perfect title for George's photos.
For her out-of-sight pictures about out-of-sight shapes, our next award goes to Betsy. And our final award goes to George for his imaginative entry, Photos of a Monkey Taking Photos of a Monkey.
George really liked taking pictures, but not as much as he liked having his picture taken with his friends.
Next come the flappy things, right?
What could make a good flapper?
Flap, flap, flap. That's great, George. Now we're ready for the blah, blah, blah part.
Instead of going blub, his soap went blob. What he needed was another thing with holes in it to help make suds. A tea strainer helped make great suds.
We got the spish, 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 and the flap, 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 and the blub, blub, blub. Now we need the squish, squish, squish.
Oh, I better take a hot shower, put on my slippers, and keep nice and warm.
If you needed scrubbers, bathrooms were great places to look.
Wow, that's a lot of scrubbies. So how do we make them scrub?
Where was he going to find something to make the scrubbers spin?
Oh, hey, Mr. Squirrel! You came back for your shower. Hey! Well, I guess he didn't want to shower after all.
Suddenly, an answer spun into sight. George was ready to take his car wash for a spin. But the car wash didn't just wash cars. It also washed George.
Oops.
And then he remembered what he forgot.
We're on a conveyor. Those rails have rollers under them that carry us through the wash.
He needed some rollers and rails.
Oh, good job, George.
But when his rollers were rolling,
Whoops.
his rails rolled off.
We need one of those long black mat thingies. You know, like they have at the grocery store. It goes whoosh.
George didn't have a long black mat, but he did have some short blue ones.
You ready?
Hey, a car wash. Cool. Oh, this is great. And my slippers and hat. Hey, the water finally came out of my ears. Yeah, when I bent down to see your amazing car wash. It's fantastic.
The automatic car wash was a big hit. Both of them.
Oof. Take good care of my Studebaker, George.
It was a little cold to be doing this, and it was too big a job. George had really wanted to spend the night in an igloo. And maybe he still could. He could build his igloo right inside the house. A smaller igloo. It was nice and warm. George figured he'd better turn down the thermostat so his igloo wouldn't melt.
Oh, it's freezing. Oh, I must have turned the heat down too low. Wow, the heat is off. No wonder it's so cold. Oh.
7 o'clock. The badge is mine. Ow! We did it, George. Uh-oh. George?
Oh, hi, Bill.
Are you sitting down?
No.
Okay, I don't want to alarm you, but George is not in his igloo.
Don't worry. He's probably upstairs and... What? Oh, boy. George! George, why is there a melted igloo in the living room? Uh-huh. You were cold outside, so you thought you'd build an igloo inside.
Huh. Makes sense. For a city kid.
As the Sprout Master of Sprout Troop number 674, I am proud to present Bill with his badge in winter camping.
Wow!
There. And now, George and I would like to invite you all to a little celebration.
George's igloo might be too cold for sleeping, but it was just right for a party.
Hey, George. Got any ice for the punch? Wow, thanks.
And that was the start of the Monkey Igloo Social Club. Open every weekend until it melted in the spring.
Hey, just in time. Could you grate the carrots into the batter and put it in the oven while I change my shirt? I guess they should make aprons that cover your arms. Yeah, that's great. Then would you slice the cucumbers into the soup and put the apples in the fruit bowl? Thanks, George. Okay, I think we finally have things under control. What is that awful smell? George, thanks for finishing the soup. It smells strange. Is this a cucumber? It tastes like eggplant. It is eggplant. So what did you put in the carrot cake? Is this some kind of radish? Radish cake and eggplant soup and a smelly fruit bowl. Interesting.
George couldn't understand it. How could something that tasted so good in the store taste so bad in the soup?
I'm sure you could make a good soup with eggplant, but this was a recipe for cucumber soup. Well, we still have, 10 minutes. Oh well, I guess we should just order takeout.
Huh? Ooh, yeah!
Where are you going? George?
Customer number 1, you are back.
And I think I know why. You dropped this on your last visit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't these pictures of carrots, cucumbers, and apples?
Yeah, I see it now. Way to go, Dad.
Tell me, my friend, are those the vegetables you have been looking for on your visits? Let me get them for you. You don't want them? Ah.
Oh.
Nothing like a hard day of analyzing carbon isotope ratios to give a girl an appetite. Something smells weird.
Oh, that's my radish cake.
Really? Yum.
George! Perfect timing!
George? Is that your name?
Hello. I am Win Kwang An, owner of the Hua Mai Grocery and Takeout. This is my wife, Hua, and daughter, Mai.
Oh, well, hello.
Hi.
He named the store after us. It means peach blossom.
Is that the new Vietnamese grocery on Inn Avenue? I've been looking forward to your opening.
Oh, me too. Is all this from your store?
It is. We thought we should help George carry in his order. We've brought you eggplant curry, bun tit nung with nuk kyum, a fish sauce with daikon radish.
Ooh, I love that sauce.
Bitter melon soup, sa hat lo, which is pomegranate seeds in coconut cream and durian shakes.
It all looks great. And there's so much. Would you join us?
Huh? We would be honored.
A few days later, George headed back to Hua Mai.
Here you go. Hi, look at all our takeout customers. Someone's been talking.
Me! I told everyone I know about how great the food is, and I know a lot of people.
Don't worry, George. You'll always be customer number 1.
He was going to need a bigger windmill. Luckily, George knew a perfect place for finding things. The recycling room. What did Mr. Coyote say? If you're building a windmill, you need sails. A sturdy base. Something for the sails to spin around, and something to make the scarecrow move. Now that he had the windmill parts, he just had to put them together. Time to take those sails for a spin. But his windmill stopped short. So George gave his windmill a leg up. 4 of them. When you're making a windmill, it's easy to get wrapped up in your work. So George gave his sails a trim. His sails moved, but his windmill didn't. What was he missing?
When the wind blows, it pushes the sails.
And then George realized these were too loose. So he got more sticks and attached the sails with tape. George could push his sails, but the wind couldn't. Mr. Coyote's sails were stiff. Maybe that gave the wind more to push against. So George made his sails stiff. All his windmill needed now was a scarecrow mover. At last, his windmill was finished. And it was a good thing, too. Because he was out of tape. Now he just had to wait for the wind. And get a weight for his windmill. George had done it. He'd made his scarecrow move. But he did feel bad for Compass and his friends. Now the pigeons could eat their food while George grew his.
It needs more squish.
If one sleeping bag was good, two were even better. Because when you're somersaulting, you need a soft spot to land.
Okay, we've got our mat. What do we make next?
I know! Hey, Leslie, can we borrow some of your fence for our balance beam? Oh, don't worry. We're gonna put it on the ground. That way you can do gymnastics too.
A balance beam shouldn't tip. When George learned to ride a bike and it tipped over, the man put on training wheels. Maybe his beam needed training wheels too. Only without the wheels.
Now, if only we had some rings.
Some rings were too small, and some were too big. But some rings were just right.
Where did the towels go?
do abominable exercises. They make your muscles stronger.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10. 1 more than 10. 2 more than 10.
Now, we need a pommel horse.
That was going to be a tough one. It'd have to be the right height. Too short. Too tall. And it shouldn't tilt. Once George had a handle on things, he added padding, because safety is one of the 3 S's.
Yes! Way to go, George! Wow, you guys built this yourselves?
Well, it was George's idea. He's pretty smart for a city kid.
Yeah, and wait till Mrs. Somersault sees us next week. We're gonna be so gymtastic.
At the next class, George couldn't wait to show the teacher what they had learned.
You guys are amazing!
Are we gymtastic?
You certainly are, but how?
We found another gym.
Yeah, and it's open every day.
Every day? Do you think maybe we could have classes there?
Oh, yeah. We know the owner.
And he's a natural at gymnastics.
Don't worry, George. Your duckling will adapt. This is Bill, signing off until tomorrow.
The next morning, George was eager to see how his duckling was doing with his new duck family.
Here we are, on day 2 of the Duckling Chronicles. Look at that! The 4th duckling is with it. Oops, spoke too soon. The duckling still thinks George is its mother.
George had to show the duckling that monkeys are one thing and ducks are another.
You make an excellent duckling, George.
This was getting nowhere. George decided to try another approach.
Farmer Life magazine? How is that going to help?
George wanted to show the duckling that in a typical duck family, there aren't any monkeys. That wasn't working either. Maybe if George showed him how to act, the duckling would get the idea.
It looks like George is trying the make like a duck maneuver. I should get this on tape. You're watching Dumpling Duck saving her baby like only a mother duck can. And so, the ducklings were brought together by this daring rescue and by the kid from the city who helped to hatch them.
Fantastic!
This is Bill and the City Kid. Bringing you one totally happy ending.
The city could be a hectic place for both man and monkey.
Looks like the traffic light is out. Whew! Home sweet home, George. Ready for breakfast?
Uh-huh. Yes. No. Maybe. Oh, okay. Right. Bye. Oh. I'll get that. The good news is the carpet cleaners are coming today. The bad news is they were supposed to come tomorrow. Plus, one person is moving out. Someone else is moving in. 2 apartments are being renovated. And the air conditioning on the roof is being fixed.
All right, folks. Keep those knees high.
Oh, and did I mention the Senior Citizens Hiking Club is practicing for a big climb? Hang on!
Looks like we need to get more eggs.
By the way, have either of you seen Hundley? I sure could use his help.
Haven't seen him. You want me to get more eggs while you look for Hundley? Good thinking, George. Looks like they need all the help they can get. I'll be right back.
George was sure he'd seen Hundley go into the box.
This way, gentlemen. Gently, gently. Easy does it. This way.
George, this is Bruno the Great. He's a magician who's moving into our building.
Salutations, my simian friend. Well, what do we have here?
Amazing!
Thank you! Enjoy, yes.
Isn't he the greatest? Now if only he could make some confusion disappear.
Gadzooks! My bunnies!
Don't worry, Bruno. I'll give you a hand.
George was amazed at how the officer could make the traffic flow so orderly.
Buford! Where did you scamper off to? Egad! Florence!
The lobby needed to be orderly, too. Maybe George could help. When you know big stars, even small big stars, you sometimes get invited to private rehearsals. And you can bring your friends.
Come up and say hi if you want to.
Great show, Mr. Teckle. Amazing.
Just need to paint the ramps and we're ready for tonight.
I'd be happy to help if you like.
Me too. Anything for a fella dachshund lover.
That's right kind of you. I'll need a place to keep my dogs. Can't have paint-spattered pups.
You want to look after them, George?
Terrific! Here are their leashes if you want to take them for a walk.
We'll be back to get them before showtime tonight, okay?
No wonder the dogs were so skilled. They never stopped practicing. Though some parts of the act still needed work. An apartment was no place for rehearsals. If only George knew a spot where dachshunds stayed calm and quiet. He did. The lobby. It was the perfect wiener dog habitat. But how could he keep them there? Maybe that old gate could help. Hundley was amazed. The monkey had created a wiener wonderland. The doxies had run out of water. Hundley was happy to have his guests enjoy the entire lobby. If only they would stay there. They had to get those doxies back. But first, George wanted to know how many he needed to catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 leashes in all, which meant they had to find 8 missing dogs. But where would all those performing dogs go?
No, please, thank your friends. I've never sold so many melons.
Hundley didn't want the Doxies to run off again. What luck! It was a big crate. Even performing Doxies couldn't escape from there. 1, 2, 3. It was a perfect day in the country for a hike. Some places in the country were hard to reach. But they were worth it.
Pretty good hiking for a city kid, George. We're almost there. The super secret hidden nobody but us knows about it view. Hey, I'm getting hungry. Sandwich break? Ow! I guess I'm not all right. I don't think I can walk on my leg, George. Maybe if I go slow. Ouch! That's not going to work.
George knew he needed to go for help.
Hey, thanks for the lift, guys.
You did a great job getting help for your friend, George.
I called your mom, Bill. She's gonna meet you at the hospital.
You know, I'm actually looking forward to going there.
You are?
Yeah. They have the best fruit cup I've ever tasted. It almost makes all this worth it.
Hey, George, would you like to ride in the ambulance with us?
Sure, why not?